I agree with you. The very important point, though, is that Cabinet, in the context of its consideration of the premature promulgation of Section 34, must have also had to take into account its obligations to the Parliament in relation to its undertakings that those systems would be in place before promulgation. So even if you had consultation with the Attorney General and the DPP, a material consideration had to be that we gave a promise and an undertaking to Parliament that we would not promulgate until certain things. So that had to be part of the discussion.
Dr. Ghani, we just have a few minutes. Rowley, this doesn't mean it's over. I'm not impressed with her statement. There's no new information. Everything she said was already in the public domain. There are still matters which are unanswered, and I'll address that in the morning.
Well, I think that, and the leader of the opposition is perfectly entitled to do that. In fact, that's his role. And he is the one who has a responsibility to bring out a number of issues for the government to answer. That is how the democracy is supposed to function. So he is doing exactly what he's supposed to do, which is to highlight the matters that he thinks are unanswered. And I suspect that answers may emerge as we go along, but that is his role.
Mr. Delson, your closing comments. How are we going to restore the image of the Justice Ministry, the judiciary, and the relationship that exists between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary?
I think the time has come where people need to be frank. The fact is that the Attorney General's office and the standing of the Attorney General's office has been damaged. And there can be only one way to restore the confidence in the Attorney General's office, and that is for the Attorney General, I think, to resign. If it is a case of either negligence or deliberate action. If you err on the side of negligence, he still ought to resign, because this situation could result in serious damage to the credibility of the institutions under the Constitution.
The Attorney General, should he resign to restore this matter?
I don't think that the Attorney General should resign based on what I saw last night and based on what I've seen that has been put forward. The issue of the individual ministerial responsibility of a minister as a line minister for a portfolio, that is what has emerged. And he has had to take responsibility for that, and he has been dismissed for what he has done.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Well, this is not over, according to the opposition leader. We now take a very short break. When we come back, we're going to be speaking to officials from Trinbago. Stay with us. Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Hema Ramkissoon. Thank you so much for staying with us this morning. In commemoration of Trinidad and Tobago's 50th anniversary of independence, Trinbago and the Ministry of Planning, well, they present a float parade, the first ever parade of steel band floats. Joining us on set, the president of Trinbago, Keith Diaz. Keith, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning to you, ma'am. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
It's the first of its kind. What was the rationale, taking steel pan to another level?
Well, we saw this as early as 2010, when we first approached the Ministry of Arts and Multicultural and also the Ministry of Planning. We were looking at the 50th anniversary of independence. We didn't want a competition per se. We wanted a steel band festival. This is our vision, to have a steel band festival, a 10-day festival. And we began speaking to the government, and where I must commend Minister Botuari. He picked up the tab in helping us, or Mr. Larry Hawaii, from at the time he was chairman of National Gas, and coming on board with us when we had the vision of putting on Steel Fest. Steel Fest abbreviated to be Steel Band Festival of Trinidad and Tobago. This will be an annual festival, and every 2 years we have something different, you know. So this year, we're looking to have the parade of bands from Adams Square and Aripita Avenue, up Culver Street, into Cipriani Boulevard, around the Savannah. We'll have 15 bands on parade, plus additional, we have the Defense Force, the Trinidad Tobago Service Band, and the TNT Fire Brigade, along with 15 other steel bands will be in the parade. The idea of this is to generate and showcase the steel band in a different way. First part of Steel Fest was where we had the seminar, and we invited people from other countries, their traditional instrument, along with the steel bands, and that was done in May. This time we have the second part of Seal Fest, which is the parade around the Savannah, which we hope will generate for the many years to come something great. We have 15 bands. We have a Rima Golden Symphony, song specialist of Lavantil, chord song specialist, Nilamasi Trinidad All Stars, and a CB Buccaneers and a CB Foncliffe, Petrotrin Phase 2, Pangrove, Solo Harmonites, Supernovas, Tiantec, Tropical Angel Harps, Genesamish Kifabunji Brimblers, La Creole Pangrove Massacre, and New Age Trendsetters on Trinidad East Side.
Now, it's happening on Sunday the 23rd, which is this Sunday, right?
This Sunday, yes.
Now, it's taking place from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Where is the starting point? And is it really, is it free to the public?
It's
And where
free.
can you get information?
It's free to the public. We have information in the newspaper. You have a whole spread. Also, what we want people to do, bring out their children, grandchildren, most people in the country. This is our gift to the nation. The 50th anniversary of our nation independence is until the 31st of December. So this is just part of it, our area of Trinbago, saying thank you and our nation celebrating 50 years. But the designs of these floats will not be just steel band floats just like that. We have Gillian Bishop, Stephen Derrick, Bert Maslin, Roger Myers, and Geraldo Vera Jr. will be designing the floats depicting some of the history of Trinidad and Tobago, the beauty of Trinidad and Tobago. You'll see a different type of parade with the steel bands. And plus we're having some pods around the Savannah, into the Savannah, where they will play the song Trinidad is My Land, the portrait of Trinidad. It will be played by all 15 bands. That is, will be played together. 15 bands playing this one song together. That will be happening at the end of the parade in the area where we call the North Stand area.
Is this going to be the first of its kind in terms of we're going to continue having it as an annual event on the steel pan calendar? Or is it just in commemoration of our independence?
No, it will continue. This is the first one we have in Steel Fest. It will be continued for years and years to come. And it's something that we're going to signal to the nation. It's a new dawn, a difference which we have in this special parade. It will be a 10-day festival. This is what we're looking at for future.
10-day festival in the future. Keith, your closing comments, Trinidad and Tobago, the first ever parade of steel band floats. It's happening on Sunday. It starts at 2 p.m. A motorized parade of steel bands and floats telling the story of our independence. Why should people attend?
Well, I would like everybody in Trinidad and Tobago to come out to this parade on Sunday. And we hope that all the people of our nation, bring out the children, the grandchildren, auntie, uncle, everybody. We would like them to be in this parade. This is something for Trinidad and Tobago to see and the rest of the world to see.
Something for Trinidad and Tobago to see and for the rest of the world. I'm Hema Ram. So now take a very short break. When we come back, Errol Fabian will be joining us on set. Stay with us. Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Hema Ram. So thanks so much for staying with us. Well, yeah, it's funny, a little off-air conversation caught on air there. And Errol Fabian, I learned a few little things about him in the last 5 minutes. We won't reveal exactly what I found out. Errol, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Morning. How are you doing, Hema? It's good to be here.
I know. I don't think I've had you here in a while.
No.
I should invite you more.
Of course. We should fix that.
We should. I should definitely tell them we should do the show together. I'm pretty sure the politicians would love that.
Oh, of course, definitely. And I would love doing a show with you anyway.
Nice. So what are we talking about this morning?
Well, I wanted to get a job in the judiciary. So I've been pursuing that.
Well, I understand that there's a vacancy, but it was filled immediately. You
Yes,
missed
it was
out by...
filled.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mr. Volney would have been my line minister. He would have been my line minister. But that's past. What I'm really here to talk about is 50 of the very best, all-inclusive gala at Napa that was scheduled for Republic Night, but we've cancelled the show. We made a decision yesterday evening to cancel the show. There is another show that a ministry is having at Queen's Hall on the same evening.
Right.
Some of our artists were contracted to go and perform on that show and accepted. And it's a free show. And there's a lot of freeness that's happening around. And our show is a $400 all-inclusive show. So a lot of
everything
people,
that free is not really good. Why are people,
I don't understand it.
I don't understand.
But people have been calling our ticket outlets for tickets for the free show. I mean, we getting real calls, inundated with calls.
It's a little confusing.
Yeah, we see, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's business. And already Napa has limited seating. So even with a full house,
right,
it's very close.
Okay.
So with this happening, this development, we thought, let's cut our losses now.
Okay, so the show...
And do a prudent thing and make a hard decision to cancel the show.
In terms of the tickets that have already been sold, will people be refunded or will the show be...
We've made an arrangement. We'll give them $1 a month for the next for a period to be agreed.
I'm pretty sure, in light of all that is happening, with the budget is coming up, that payment plan may work out pretty well.
It may very well work. No, people who have procured tickets, the place where they bought it, they can go back and they'll have a full refund.
Okay, so, and all outlets are fully publicized and stuff like that.
Yes.
Do you have plans to reschedule the show, or is that not immediately on?
We have some serious thinking to do about, the name of the organization is National Celebrations, but it seems as though in the heat of national celebrations, there's so much else that we may need to train our guns in the periods between the national celebrations to have our shows. So we're talking and we're planning, but it's in us. We can't help it. We're going to be putting on more shows.
Earl, as I have you on set, you have been in entertainment, culture, arts for quite a while now. The budget is coming up. Looking at, recognizing our artists and recognizing those who are in the entertainment industry, what are you hoping to see? We've identified the entertainment industry as one of the sectors hoping to achieve growth.
Every year we hear that, but there's a lot that I would like to see. I would like to see a real and serious achievable fiscal incentive for people who support the art. Right now there is one, but it seems as though it's difficult to access it. And what there is, it's a 150% tax rebate up to $1 million or up to $2 million of what you give. But it is not a real benefit as a tax rebate. Already it's 25% of it that, so there's a lot you have to give to get. I would like them to really look at a serious fiscal incentive and target not just the arts, but I think filmmaking and television production needs to get some attention because there's too much non-local stuff that we're consuming.
I do have to invite you back on set for us to talk a little bit more about that. But
we can talk about other things,
Oh, really? Like what?
Maybe things that we shouldn't discuss on set.
At an 8 o'clock in the morning show, I understand that. But Earl, just quickly again for the persons who may have purchased tickets.
Republic Day, the show called the 50 of the Very Best, all-inclusive gala at Napa has been cancelled. The show has been cancelled. Those of you who have tickets, you can return to the ticket outlets where you got your tickets to have a full refund. And please keep your ear and eye on the media because you'll be hearing more from national celebrations in the not-too-distant future.
Well, on a plus, the way everything is happening in the country, I'm pretty sure by the time the show comes around, you will have so much to talk about.
So much more content, a lot more content.
Al, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
That's right.
Have a safe and blessed day. And I'm Hema Ramki soon, and we now take a very short break. When we come back from this break, Jassy Marique will be on set. It's time to delve in the world of sport. Bye.